Oh, and we are live! How's it going, you beautiful people? And welcome to this video. I'm Cobalt GM, and we're about to play the tabletop role-playing game Esper Genesis by Alligator Alley Entertainment. Before we begin, let me tell you a little something about my players. We have the beautiful, dark, lovely...
Say hi, lovely.
Moving on, playing our Keshian Princess Aura. Next, we have the awesome Alloy.
Hello.
Playing the Ashen Forge Warrior Argus. Next, we have the magnificent Master Draco.
Hey.
Playing the Volna Hunter Rylan Bravestride. Next, we have the terrific Tonto Tomahawk.
Hello.
Playing the fire-blooded Promethean Sagaristio. Last but definitely not least, we have the Titanic Typhoon 44.
Shields up, warp 8.
Playing the Earthborn human Captain Jonathan T. Archer. That's it. Those are our players, and now it's time for one of them to grace us with a recap of our last session. Who's doing it? Who's getting the extra inspiration? And I have a feeling you guys are going to need it.
Alrighty. Well, it sounds like nobody else is stepping up to the plate. So, when we last left off, we had just defeated the Lorendi baddie who had taken over a small defensive outpost while keeping several people hostage. We defeated him, and we began session with kind of the recourse after that. There was an assassination attempt on the Princess Aura while we were there, but he was quickly dispatched. Shortly after that, we began setting up camp, and after a whole bunch of the prisoners had ran off into the frozen wastes of Sector 4 or Segment 4, we kind of rested up. We had some conversations with some of the NPCs that stuck around, like Silva, and I can't remember the old gentleman's name. And then there was a whole thing involving the Drake, where the Drake's not bad. It's his granddaughter who's been genetically modified to be this thing. And so we rested. We had sleep, we had food, we had conversation. After that, we began our trek towards the power station. The power station was relatively empty when we got there. However, we were quickly assaulted after making some noise by some Lorendi goons with jetpacks. Which led to a short fight in which case some of our more badass players, such as Sagaristio and the wonderful Volna Hunter Raylan Bravestride, really showed how much devastation that they can wreak on stuff when they set their minds to it.
Yes.
I shot a dude to try to fly off, and Aura loves fucking with people's minds. It's great. And Captain Archer was doing Archer things.
Yes.
After that, we finished up the fight. We decided to separate and let Sagaristio go to the, I think it was the junction control.
Not exactly, but go ahead.
Power regulators. You guys
Regulators. Yes, you went to the regulator, we went to the junctions, but we found another Lorendi big bad, except this one had some green power stone. By trademark, it's not an infinity stone, so...
it's a core stone.
Power core?
Core stone.
A core stone. Gotcha.
Yes.
In which case we tried to get the jump on him, but turns out the damn thing creates a force field, which made him a little bit harder to kill, up until Raylan Bravestride used a salvage jetpack off of one of the down foes from earlier, and used it to yeet himself across the room, grab that green stone before he got slammed away from an energy pulse, and is now the bearer of the green core stone.
This is true. This is true.
After that, the fight quickly devolved into a losing situation for the Lorendi, as he was vastly outnumbered, as we were slowly sealed within the junction core itself. He managed to land some nasty blows against me. Meanwhile, everyone else just ganged the hell out of him.
This is true.
After that, he is now dead. We have a stone, and we've also salvaged Sagaristio's uncle's Forge Enhanced. It's his special axe.
Yes.
It's like it's magic, but it hurts.
Like magic.
Sure.
Yes.
Like magic, but it hurts.
Yeah, and so that's pretty much where we left off. We had defeated the big baddie. Some of us are left more worse for wear, but we were able to restore the power to the heating cores and everything in Segment 4, and it is no longer a frozen hellscape.
That is true. That is true. You guys are definitely shunting power back into segment 4, and things are very, very, very slowly returning to normal. Is there anything else that anyone would like to add? Okay.
The warehouse.
Got it all right.
The warehouse is next. We haven't gone there yet.
Yeah, but that is in our plans to deal with, as there's a Drake egg that we have come to understand that might be over there.
Mm-hmm. I am glad you remember that. Okay. Well, if that is it for recap, it is time for us to cast our imaginations back into the high-tech sci-fi futuristic world of Esper Genesis. Heroes. You find yourselves walking slowly, in slow motion, coming out of the power station. More and more systems are humming to life behind you as you're walking triumphantly towards a brighter day. You're able to look up and see the holographics that generate the facsimile of a sky begin to turn back on. The snow has stopped. That damaging chill that was in the air is gone. Far out across in the city below, you're able to see the lights come back onto buildings. All of you are currently swelling with this sense of accomplishment, of achievement. But also a little bit of fatigue, a little bit of tiredness. For that was quite a fight, and some of you are more injured than others.
I am the only one injured.
Okay.
No, you aren't.
Oh, I suppose you guys did take a little bit of peppering, didn't you?
No. It
Uh-oh.
hurts some people.
Right.
I took the worst of it. We all know it.
Definitely. But as
That's
you guys
what you're here for.
have stepped
Thank you.
out into this area that is very, very slowly thawing, tell me, are you guys going to rush over to your next adventure? Are you going to head back to the camp that you guys had made in the snow? And also, with the power relays and communication systems slowly turning back on, all of your personal communication devices are abuzz as messages are flooding in. Captain Archer, you have 37 messages from Jane.
As expected.
Argus, you have 52 messages from Tana.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right. Of course, they come both as text and holographic. All right. All of them, of course, extremely worried and concerned about you.
Dismiss all.
Red.
What about you, Captain Archer? What do you do with your messages?
Send a short microburst. I'm alive and well. We'll talk later. Love you. Bye.
Right? You go ahead and send that quick hologram to her, right? But are you guys going to take the time to rest? Because even though you have restored power to segment 4, it being restored is not going to happen instantaneously.
I could use a nap.
Or are you guys going to take just a short rest and continue on?
I recommend we go back to the temple and rest there.
Mm.
They got hot food there. I'm all for that.
All right.
And
Is
as we
someone?
march back that way,
Mhm.
I can see clearly now the rain has gone.
Nice. And all of the obstacles in your way currently are a whole bunch of survivors that have improved upon your camp that you guys had made in the snow. As soon as you
Good
guys
for
begin
them.
to travel up the hill and towards that camp, immediately Silva, she comes out. You can tell she's a little worse for wear. She has some gook on her blade, but she came out in response to the fact that someone announced that you guys were coming. But immediately she recognized all of you. And as the snow is slowly lowering, it was past knees, but now it's just to the bottom of knees. She's able to read the sense of victory on your guys' face, realizing that you guys have achieved success in restoring power to Segment 4. And with that, she begins waving her sword. And people are coming out of the snow shelter and a couple of other makeshift shelters that they've constructed. And now a few of the survivors are cheering you as you guys are approaching. Are you going to stop at that camp or keep on going?
I believe someone said, let's go to the temple.
Mm-hmm.
How much further out of
Yeah,
the way does the
hot
temple
food.
set us?
All right. It is about an hour's walk.
What about from there to the warehouse and versus here to the warehouse?
All right. Effectively 2 hours from the snow camp and about an hour from the temple.
Okay, so it's faster to go to the temple then, or effectively the same speed.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well then, yeah, temple sounds like a good idea. Let's try and get some of these folks to come with us, just so that everyone's kind of in a safer spot.
Right. And so you guys have a quick discussion, right? They share whatever supplies that they managed to bring with them in a crew. You realize some of these people are wounded, while Silva is able to protect them a little bit from the sea spawn that are still in this segment. A medic she is not.
How many are wounded?
So far, 4.
Well, I can.
Do what
I'm gonna
you
have to
can
do
do,
this twice.
say.
I'm gonna have to do this twice because I'm gonna use my field salve at second rank. Do it for the first 3 survivors, and then the next group I will do the 1 survivor, Argus, and whoever else was injured.
I'm getting some feel good love.
Okay.
It's gonna burn a couple of my technique slots, but that's fine.
We're going for a rest anyways.
All right. With that, let's just go ahead and do max healing this time.
All right.
Right. And what would that be?
Let's see, 2d4 plus 2, so that would be 10.
10.
Okay. So immediately you go ahead and open up your cybernetic arm. Little drones come out and begin to attach themselves to the injured, mending injuries, even repairing fabric. But within a short amount of time, and after a little bit of discussion, the people follow you as you guys make your way into the city proper, where there was a large plain between the city and the power station, just in case something happened to that power station. They didn't want its effect to damage any of the buildings of the city, or of course kill any of the people. As you guys are coming to the crest of this hill and looking downward towards the city inside of segment 4, you do realize that yes, the temple is safe, the force field is still up, but it is surrounded by many seed spawn, constantly throwing themselves up against it. So far, you see around 30, all of them injuring themselves, constantly slamming themselves against the field. What do you guys do?
Perhaps we should double back. They seem to be safe right now.
They do have power enough now to keep that shield up for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But,
I do not feel like
That's
dealing with a
about
highly infectious contagion.
What's the range on that cannon? Would it actually have a clear enough shot?
You talking about that dual cannon?
Yep.
Who's carrying that thing?
No one's carrying the thing.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Not yet.
Yeah.
But the way you made it sound, it would probably be best on a ship because none of us could probably carry it on our own.
This is true. All right, the thing is pretty heavy. It's 2 cannons. Each one is about 100 pounds.
Oh! I mean, I could do it. I'm gonna bitch the entire time, but I could do it.
Actually,
Yeah,
I could do
but I
it
got
as
another
well.
idea there. Hey, Soggy, you think you can get that robot sentry thing that was running around here back on its feet?
It's in pieces. It probably shouldn't take too long, though.
Yeah, put it together, put the cannon up on its shoulders. There you go. Make it a double threat beastie.
It's gonna require a lot of power, even off its power core. I could power it momentarily with some sorium, but it'd probably be best if it was tethered into the power system at some point.
Well, you guys are quite a distance away, and so I do need a group stealth check. You guys have advantage on this, and the DC is simply 8. As these creatures seem almost completely absorbed into what they're doing. Every now and again, they'll throw themselves against a force field, bounce off, and end up upside down with their head practically on their shoulder. There's a small chance they may notice you.
Are we rolling with advantage or no?
Yes, you are.
Yes.
I don't roll at advantage with that. So the advantage just cancels out the advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So stealth is not my strength.
At all. But it's going to be all right.
Avray's already trying to throw natural ones at me. Oh, no, that's a 4. Sorry. Never mind.
4.
It still sucks.
Okay. Yeah. So far, you guys are going unnoticed by the seed spawn. All right.
Except for crunch, 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 crunch.
Mm-hmm. They have yet to turn around and look up the hill.
We're able to hide that for you.
So, have you guys made a plan? Or, Captain, have you given an order?
No, I don't give orders to these guys. I give suggestions with a strong lean to them. But as far as if we got to confront these, yeah. Anyway.
My vote is confront them later. Go back to the camp, rest up. They have enough power that it shouldn't be an issue for them. We can rough it until we get the situation into a better situation.
Yeah, I see your point.
While
we're resting up, that gives Saggy a little more time to figure out how he can do what we need done with backup.
If it's even possible to get it done. We didn't exactly leave that thing in primo condition.
I'm going to reach out to the High Priestess with my communicator and just ask her, how are you guys holding up in there?
Well, and so you go ahead and you communicate with the priestess inside, and she is like, Princess, oh, thank you so much for contacting us. We are safe. The field was being drained, but it seems the power has been... You restored the power. Thank you. Thank you. The shield is currently... It's back up to 50%.
Okay, so we are nearby, but you are effectively surrounded, so take advantage of the fact that the power is back. Try to make as many preparations as you can. Try to heal as many of the wounded that are present, and get ready to fortify.
We will do so. Thank you again, Princess. Thank you. Thank you so much. You've answered our prayers.
We'll be back when we are a little better rested, but for now, just do what you can and reach out if the situation changes.
Blessed by the triumvirate. Thank you again, Princess.
Good luck.
And with that, she goes ahead, she gets out the communicator. What do you relay to your team?
The temple should be stable for a while. If we don't want to tackle this now, we can wait a bit. But I don't think the people inside could handle the amount of mobs out here. So we're going to have to do something at some point, but I do agree with the decision to wait.
So, Sagaricio, what say you?
I could get the robot back up online, or at least make an attempt to. What did they say their, like, how are their shields holding up? I know with the power on there, it should definitely help out.
She said it was at about 50%.
I could actually head back to the power station and...
She did also say they were back up to 50%.
This is true.
Which sounds like the charge is increasing.
It is increasing. What I could do is I can go back to the power station and give it a bit more juice. It's not going to take away too much from any other systems, to where it'll be negligible at best, but you know, any little bit to help increase that charge is going to be a boon.
Hey,
it might buy them some more time to do what they need to do.
Brave Stride, what were you saying?
So I'm going to ask the engineer here. Do you know if the segments actually have a contamination process?
You can.
Well, typically no. There's so many different species that would live in a segment. There's no way they would have some substance that would just it would cure some and probably kill others.
Or they kill everything.
Yeah, there is one way, but none of us are gonna like that.
Yeah. There is, of course, the massive airlocks.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna... There's either the decoupling or the massive airlocks, and I'm not gonna do either one of them. Not after we just busted our ass saving all these people.
Wait a minute. Do I have Cutlet's contact info?
Yes.
I'm just gonna radio Cutlet.
Right.
Oh, lay it on thick, girl.
And so you go ahead, you whip. It's the device is of course located on your bracelet. It projects this little hologram display, and you go through your contacts, and you happen to see Cutlet's name. All right. Unfortunately, he has it set so that whenever someone does put in his contact information, it specifically says station coordinator / dock authority.
Oh, what a tool!
Right. Cutlet Fel Gavo. All right, but with that, you go ahead and you tap it.
I bet you he even does it in special font too, just to feel extra.
Yes. All right.
We've all seen those.
And change that.
We've all seen those business emails.
Change his lettering.
Turn it to Comic Sans. He'll hate it.
He needs to change the O to an I.
We will talk about that in a minute. But within moments, of course, he answers, "This is station coordinator, Cutlet Fel Gavo. Princess, you are in need of something, or perhaps simply company."
So the Keshian temple is currently surrounded. The barriers are active, but there is a really prominent contagion happening, and I think that it would be both a wise and necessary move for you to intervene at this point.
Are you referring to the Keshian Temple in Segment 4?
Yes.
You're there?
We got the power back on.
I am seeing readings and sensors coming back online inside of that place, as well as life support being restored. That, Your Highness, Give me your exact coordinates. I'll send a vessel to pick you up.
No, I don't need picked up. I need reinforcements.
You said there's a contagion. I am noticing a severe loss of residency. But there's a lot of thermal signatures. What has happened in there?
I'm no scientist, but these people don't look like people anymore.
I sense you are in danger, Your Highness. Do not worry yourself. Help is on the way.
Okay, but
I am perfectly... shall not fail you. I shall ready my squadron immediately. We will be there shortly.
Send at least 50 men. At least. Like, minimum 50.
I am sending the best. Me.
Oh.
We're fucked.
Wait. This might solve its own problem.
He's fucked.
He's fucked.
Well, with that, he does cut off the communique. With that, of course, Orish is like, Your Grace. Perhaps a means of transportation would be beneficial in our current situation.
What did you have in mind?
Oh, there's a dragon kicking around.
Yeah, I think the Drake might be the best ride there is.
I do not prefer the flying creature, but as station coordinator, he would have access to various hover vehicles that would be extremely more comfortable to be traveling in.
Hey, little one, you really think he's gonna come save you? He's only coming and helping because he wants one thing. You really want going through that? I don't think so.
A little robotic
the Drake is the
typhoon.
better choice.
Because I understand the
How much of
convenience
it did you hear?
The very last sentence. The Drake is the better choice.
Yeah. Essentially, to paraphrase, I had, hey, little one, do you really think he's coming to help you out? He only is coming for one thing. The Drake's the better choice.
Yes.
Did it stay clear that time?
It was better. It was definitely better. And so with that, she is just looking, Ori is just looking at you very sternly. Captain Archer, it is not my life that I am worried about saving.
Tell me I'm wrong.
I am simply stating that perhaps it would be more comfortable for...
Tell me I'm wrong.
You are not wrong, Captain.
Can you honestly say, okay, there you go. He's only coming for one thing and one thing only, and you know it.
An increase in his status. And with that, Your Grace, no matter what he says, I do recommend that we do our best to stay clear of Colette Felgavo.
Good girl.
But shortly after that, now you guys do have to make a decision. Do you stay there? Go back to the camp? Sagaristio, are you going to go all the way back to the power station to see if you can route more power specifically to the Keshian temple? What's going on, people? We're going to start with, Princess Aura. What are you going to do?
Is there a way to get a long rest at the power station?
Yes.
We don't really need a long rest. We mostly just need the short rest to recharge our abilities and get back some health if we need to.
So I need a long rest because I'm still suffering from one level of exhaustion.
Mm.
No, I think that got cleared up when you did the previous long rest.
Oh, I thought the previous rest was a short rest, not a long rest.
No. When we set up camp, that was a long rest.
We did.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So you good, girl?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as long as we can rest at some point. I don't really have a preference.
Okay.
I mean, if Sagi's going back to the power station, we should all go together. Lord knows if he's going to get jumped by a pack of these fucking things.
I mean, and if we're going
Right.
back there, we might as well pick up the pieces of the robot.
I don't know. That's a lot of robot to carry with us to the power station.
I mean, you
Yeah. Well,
divide it up between all of us.
which one? The robot or the dual cannons? Because those are not one and the same.
No, they're not one and the same, but the robot, we can divide it between us. And if we're going to bring the cannon, that's going to be both me and Argus moving that thing.
Yeah, but I don't know if we can move both of those things in the same go, bud.
I don't think it's necessary. I really don't think it's necessary to move both. I would say the robot for sure.
Robot for sure, because guess what?
And
We didn't move the bodies in the power
We can
station. It
walk.
has weapons we can use,
yep.
Mm.
which also
And we
means we
can-
have parts I can use out of that too.
Sorry, I think Draco tried to say something.
Oh.
That's fine. Whatever the plan is, I'm ready to do it.
To the power station.
To the power!
Right.
Also, I still have something I need to give back to Sagi, or give to Sagi, as it was never his in the first place.
Oh, and what is that?
His uncle's axe.
Oh.
Technically, I've never given it back to him yet. I've just been walking around with it.
Mm.
And he knows I have it.
Yes.
I do know you have it.
It's shiny, okay?
It
It's a very nice axe, and it hurts good.
definitely does.
Very well aware that it is a very nice axe and it hurts good.
Why, he used it on you too?
That.
No, I've seen him use it.
Well, then you don't know.
I mean, I could probably tell when he cleaved enemies in half.
Nah,
exactly,
I can do that with a sword.
Yeah, and that they don't usually make a very feel-good face, do they?
Well, no. But I mean, like, that axe is something different.
Oh. So
Anywho's, I'll make sure that during the traveling, I'll give it back to him.
definitely. And so you guys are making your trek back to the camp where the robot lies. Yes, in pieces,
We
along
might
with.
even be able to talk.
Mhm.
We might even be able to talk some of these lovely people here into helping us.
They have been healed.
Uh-huh.
I ain't gonna try it.
But
My
actually, for just a
score-
moment though,
They are.
Argus,
Yes.
have that moment where you pass the strive cutter to Sagaristio,
The what cutter? Sorry, it's sharp axe. That's all I know it as.
right?
Sagi. I believe this was yours. Or meant to be yours. And I'll pull it out of my pack and, like, hand it hesitantly over. It is very nice, and it would be very inappropriate for me to keep it. Despite how much I want to. I mean, I've held it in my hands. It has great weight. And it's super sharp. I can show you. And I'm going to show him, like, the cracking part of my body that was last struck by it. Not many things sink that deep into my body.
I know what you guys are made out of, and it's very sturdy material.
Yes.
That and stubborn. Mostly stubborn.
I agree. And so, as warrior to warrior, please have your uncle's axe back. Just take it. I don't want to see it anymore.
I'm gonna take it in both my hands. First with I'll grip it with my fleshy one first.
Okay.
Actually get the the feel of its weight once more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I would take a moment to examine it.
You go ahead and you stare deep into it. But like you said, you take a hold of it with your fleshy hand. And as soon as it does, you actually feel a connection to it for just a brief moment. The snowy field that you were trudging through is gone, replaced by the house of your uncle. Very modern, very angular, but at the same time, on that orange couch that he loved and would never get rid of. He's lying on it, sprawled out, staring up at you. Look at you, boy. It looks good on you. Swing it around. Get a feel for it. What do you do, Sakaristia?
Well, since I'm now having things sort of meld together, I will gesture with my mechanical hand for people to just kind of give me space.
Right.
I kid.
No problem. You do so, and everyone else is able to see that you're kind of in a trance, almost. Sakaristia, from your point of view, all you see is the room you're in, the birds that are chirping, your uncle's extremely archaic, ancient thing he called a record player. But with that, he gets up, stretches, looks at the axe, and then looks at you. You kind of blink, and he's immediately in front of you with his hand just resting on your shoulder. Nephew, your father and I, along with the rest of our brothers, we fought constantly. Sometimes for fun, sometimes we were just being dicks. But we have the opportunity to go into the depths of a crucible. We almost died so many times. It was almost as if the crucible knew that it had to force us to work together in order for us to get to its core, its sweet spot. And that's what we had to do. We put aside grievances, grudges. That one time your father... It's all right, she meant nothing to me. Anyway, we put aside all of that. And we made it to the core of that crucible. No matter how many times it tried to mislead us or confuse us, no matter how many of those buck things were coming out of the woodwork, we made it to the core. And we saw it there. Raw Sorium. And we had one opportunity to make one thing. Honestly, I was trying to make a sword. But it seemed as if the crucible and the Sorium knew what it wanted us to have. This axe contains my blood, your father's blood, your other uncle's blood. We had to work together in order to forge it. It is powered by the bonds you form. And with this one axe, we cleaved our way out of that crucible. Tighter, closer, and more powerful than ever. And that's why we call it the Strife Cutter. Nephew, I don't know who you hold close, but With their help, you can unlock the power that's within this axe. It'll serve you well. Now go out there and show them what it means to be the House of Satori. He goes ahead, slaps you on the back hard, and immediately you're back into the snow.
Out of my little trance.
Yes. Since you are level 3, and since you are of the Satori clan, you have unlocked its first ability. You will receive a bonus of +1 to attack. Well, to your next attack, for every member of the party that chooses to sacrifice their reaction. But there are more abilities that will be unlocked as you continue on with this axe. And before you know it, you guys have reached the camp where there are parts of this red robot all strewn about that you guys had destroyed in the previous sessions. Captain, you were getting ready to address the people, to rally them, to help carry the parts of the robot. And there's enough people, and you have enough Ashen Forge you have 2 here, to even possibly carry a dismantled dual cannon. Tell me, Captain Archer, what do you tell the people?
Well, I'll start by calling them together.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you all that the rest of the residents of this sector. Damn thing's going red.
Yeah, you're breaking up.
Clear.
We're able to hear you now. Make it short and sweet.
The rest of the residents of this sector have been infected by something, and we need some help fighting them off. Now, I'm not asking you guys to give your lives for that, just your muscles, so that we can fix this robot and carry those cannon.
And please.
Did that come through?
That came through. Roll your persuasion with advantage. But with that, the people are kind of talking with one another, wondering, should they? But of course, why shouldn't they? You guys are the heroes of the day. You restored power to this segment. And of course, Silva is there, making sure to cast down anybody who would say anything negative against what you proposed. And let's see what's going on here. Was that 19?
What's a 19
Oh!
Get me? Mm-hmm.
A 19 gets you cooperation. A 19 gets you teamwork. A 19 means that, aside from the dual cannons, the rest of you don't have to worry about carrying any parts of this red robot. They're able to dismantle parts of it, and you guys are able to make it back to the power station. So, with that, there is good news and bad news. Is everything relatively up and running? Yes, it is. But as is its automated security systems, seemingly activated by remote. Its blast doors are sealed shut as they can be, seeing as how they were previously damaged. And you guys do see a bunch of somewhat old drones flying about. So far, 10 in number.
At the power station?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
What do you guys do?
Someone override that?
Actually, I'm not too terribly worried. I was the last signature that fiddled with the controls. Mine is going to be the last signature that would be registered.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going to take a gamble It might be automated security, but because I was able to do things with the power station before, they might just let me do my thing.
Right. And so with that, you leave the rest of the group behind as you bravely stride forward towards, towards the power station. As soon as you get within 50 feet of the door, one of the drones swoops down and lands right in front of you. It doesn't land, it doesn't touch the ground, but it's hovering in front of your face. It's a smaller drone, about a little over a foot long.
Headbutt it.
But with that, immediately it begins scanning you, and it cycles through various voices, but finally, various languages, but finally in Terran, it asks, "Identify yourself."
Sagaristio of the Sartori clan.
Checking database. Loading. Access denied.
I had access here about an hour and 15 minutes ago.
All
Check your
privileges
logs.
have been revoked by Station Coordinator Colette Felgavo.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of turn over to the princess, like, looks like your admirer is denying me access to the power
Being a
station
dick.
that I just repaired.
I don't know why he chooses to be so insufferable. It's a bad choice.
Very much is a bad choice. I like these robots.
Extremely far off in the distance, you guys hear, of course, the crowd kind of roar. Also, there's a pickup in the breeze. The wind shifts almost violently. You guys are able to hear this noise of metal grinding and sliding, and it kind of draws your attention upwards. It seems as if a force field has been activated, and one of the larger blast doors / airlocks of segment 4 are opening. The air's not being sucked out. There hasn't been a loss in pressure or atmosphere. But through the doors, you're actually able to see the stars of space. And then 3 starfighters are coming through.
Do they belong to the station, or should we be concerned they're Lorendi?
They are not the usual red and black color scheme of the Lorendi.
Okay.
And given their kind of age of these star fighters, they definitely belong to this station.
Princess, I believe your boyfriend is here.
Don't call him that.
All right, well, we'll call
Your
him.
boy
I don't know.
work.
Your man ho, finally.
Either way, it seems they're circling the city. And they are making attack runs.
On?
The city.
I don't think they're supposed to be doing that.
Wait, so they're attacking...
The city, yes. The temple, no. Are they going anywhere near the temple?
Not where you guys are able to see, seeing as how you guys are currently at the power station. Definitely the vicinity of the temple. But yeah, they are strafing the city.
So I start taking off to get to the Drake.
We might be murdering a city official.
I'd also like to point out, wasn't the city mostly taken over by the damn Seethe?
That's why I'm saying the city, yes. The temple, no. But I do agree with Brave Stride there. Get to that Drake.
Well, the Drake is quite a distance away. This segment is huge, by the way.
Whistle, damn it!
How are you guys going to get the attention of the Drake?
That would have, yeah, that would be up to you, kitty cat.
Let's see.
While they figure that out, I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm. You guys have a couple of situations ahead of you.
Yeah. Still have to get to the warehouse. Now we have to deal with this power station shit, and now we're also getting attacked or dealing with not getting attacked, but
Yeah, you guys are not being attacked by anything. You just see a trio of starfighters that are, well, they're not bombing. They're utilizing their forward-facing lasers. But yeah, it seems they're shooting the streets.
I'm gonna radio the High Priestess and just ask, hey, does it look like those fighters are attacking the sieve in the streets?
And with that, she immediately replies back, no, Your Highness. It seems as if help has finally arrived since you've managed to return power to this segment. I'm able to see the station starfighters. They're blasting the sieve spawn that's surrounding us.
Okay. If they're at all violent with you, I need you to notify me immediately.
Of course.
I've made it back.
Of course, Your Highness.
So you guys, it sounds like the fighters are attacking the sieve. The survivors aren't reporting that they're being targeted, so I think we're clear.
So, how about requesting access to the powered plant then?
Ooh.
I'd have to radio Cutlet.
Well, he did say he was coming, did he not?
Well, while you're making that decision, Brave Stride, have you thought of a way of somehow reaching the crowd Drake in a very far distance?
My binoculars real quick to see what the situation is.
Oh, definitely.
With the Drake.
Right now, the Drake is honestly doing loop-de-loops.
In like a fixed area?
Yes.
Like as if a beast is circling something?
No, loop-de-loops as in it's having fun.
Oh, you're right. Oh, that fun's going to be cut short eventually.
Mm-hmm.
How good are eyesight's on a Drake?
Well, so far, very. They typically dive bomb things from around 300 to 500 feet. But she's a bit further away than that.
Yeah. But if she did notice us, she could see us?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll pull out a flare and start writing her name with the flare, like actively, just Kenthy over and over again, and see if she takes notice to that.
Okay.
That's all. At this range, that's all I can do.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Immediately, you whip out the flares and start motioning forward. Is anyone else going to try this or help them out, or what are you guys going to do with the situation of the drones protecting the power station?
I'll actually help him out, but I'm going to help rearrange it in lingo.
All right. Aura, are you going to make that call to Cutlet?
Yes.
As always, Ori, she can definitely see how you feel about this. Your Grace, you do not have to make this call. He's doing his duty in protecting the station from those abhorrent creatures. We should just return to the ship. The segment's able to take care of itself.
Yet it isn't.
But the choice is yours, Princess Aura.
I'm gonna call the dude.
All right. And so, as always, you bring up your communicator. All right. Station coordinator / dock authority. Colette Felgavo. Your Highness, you honor me. I'm almost done with... Wait a minute. Wingman, confirm this on your scanners. What is that? Princess, are you safe?
Yeah, we're at the power supply station, which I need you to give our engineer access.
Well, I don't know this engineer, so I'm going to have to respectfully decline. We cannot have him do any damage to what has happened.
Yes, damage when I was the one that fixed it. Yeah, okay.
And you're currently at the power station, correct, Princess?
Yes, and it is imperative that you give my engineer access.
It might be safer for you inside the power station. Access will be granted for you to enter the premises, but you will not be tinkering with any of the station's power. It has just come back online. We don't know why exactly, but we cannot have anything going wrong with it anymore. Please?
While I'm hearing this conversation going on, I'm sort of mouthing and mimicking what he's saying, and I'm making faces while I'm at it. Fucking useless ramblings.
In a way that he's aware that you're doing it, or you're just doing this for everyone else?
I'm doing it for everyone else because I'm
Okay.
mocking him.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, Princess.
I'm dismissing him entirely.
We don't know why it's working.
Seek shelter inside of the power station. I will be there shortly. Somehow some monstrosity has managed to get inside this segment. But do not worry.
let him kill
We
that.
shall deal with it. And he cuts communications.
You motherfucker. God damn it.
Yeah.
As
Brave
as soon as he
Stride,
opens-
with your binoculars, you see that they have stopped shooting the Seath spawn in the city. And it seems as if they've changed their course and they're headed towards Kinthia.
Okay, well, out of pure stupidity and awesomeness that I am, I'm gonna try to. I guess I have a jetpack. I'm gonna learn how to use this bitch real good right now. And also, I'm gonna try to power it with the green gem.
Rocket Man!
Okay, so you want to use the core stone to somehow supercharge the Lorendi jetpack that you currently have.
Yeah. Y'all, I salute you. Last time I've done this as a character, I died almost.
Roll mechanics with disadvantage, please. With that, you take off the armor, put it down before you. You gesture so that the green core stone hovers over your hand. You begin accessing the Sorium charge unit. And you slowly gesture to move the core stone into it.
Hey.
5.
I'll try to fix it. If not, whatever.
do
With
I
that,
see what he's trying to do?
of course you do. All
Telling
right.
him he's gonna do it wrong. I get you excited. You want to use this, and you want to go on great grand adventures, but you're doing it wrong. That's not where that goes.
Do it. Because I gotta get to the Drake.
Just do it.
Okay.
You're not putting it into the power manifold. You're putting it into the exhaust manifold.
Either
not gonna
way,
end well.
he is doing it, and if you're trying to stop him, this will be a dexterity save. The DC is 15.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Right now, the Sorium is currently erupting as this green core stone is getting closer and closer and closer. Immediately, this field of energy is beginning to form around the jetpack. And Rylan, you go, you leap forward, you reach out.
Nope.
Oh,
fuck.
Bad kitty, stop!
Ah.
So is this how we lose a kitty?
No, but that's how you're gonna lose the jetpack.
Say hello, kitty.
There's a flash of green energy. Everyone, aside from Brave Stride, have taken 5 points of damage.
Ah, you dick!
Oh, cool.
And are prone. There's this...
Oh, motherfucker! What?
There is this circular burn mark in the ground where Rylan Bravestride was. He is gone. The jetpack's gone. The armor's gone.
I got launched.
I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna give him a salute. It's good knowing you, guide.
I'm gonna look up.
No. Right? Everyone's like, yo, he must have got just shot straight up. And so right now you guys are getting up and some are just staying on the ground on your backs trying to find out what happened to him. So far as you were looking up, you just see a beautiful, slightly holographic cloud slowly going over the plane that's in front of the power station. But as you guys are looking for Bravestride, Rylan.
Oh.
He's on a cosmic adventure. He's on a trip, man.
Turbulence.
You have taken 10 points of damage, and you are currently on the back of Cynthia.
God damn, that is one hell of a jetpack.
I don't think it was the jetpack, honestly.
It wasn't, and I'm sorry, the jetpack did not survive this transitioning.
That's right.
That's probably the worst word I could have used. Either way, but right now you find yourself on the back of Cynthia, and immediately she feels your weight and steadies and levels out. She kind of crakes her neck over to see you. In the far distance, you do see the 3 fighters arcing your way.
I'm grabbing that healing ampule real quick, twigging, and just pointing at the incoming problem.
And Cynthia looks, sees it, and she is flying towards it.
Don't go that way. We're going to shoot.
Be speech.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn one of my techniques.
Uh-huh.
And start telling her, not a good idea. They're coming to attack.
And with that, she finally she stops in place, hovering, swooping with her huge wings. The crowd drake creaks her neck back over, wondering what you're talking about, as you guys are finally within attack range of the trio of fighters. Immediately, flashes of red from their lasers begin flashing all around you. And I need you, Bravestride, to roll initiative.
Okay.
While that is happening, everyone back at the power station. The drones have moved away so that you guys can access the interior of the power station. The door unlocks and slides open. The drones begin to hover around you guys, ordering, "Get inside. Get inside. Get inside.
I already don't like these things.
Get inside. Get inside. Get inside.
Alive. Get alive."
Right?
I'm just about on the verge of getting face to face with another one of these fucking flying assholes.
But what are you guys gonna do?
Well,
I'll set
after
my hand on
go ahead.
Goofball's shoulder and walk him in. Come on, not worth it.
Which goofball are you shouldering?
I was gonna say, so he takes Sagaricio inside, and I'm still face to face with the robot.
No, if it was Sagaricio, I would have said Saggy.
Okay.
But you said goofball. That's not
You're
specific.
Goofball.
Oh, my
He's
goofball.
Saggy.
Yeah, Argus, you're goofball, and Rylan is furball. All right, he has a system.
I disapprove of
I
this entire
still
message.
Need a roll on that healing ampule before we start a combat.
Are you using the healing ampule on yourself?
I stated that before a combat, even and when I landed on
Yeah,
her
you
back.
did.
Yes.
did.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Actually, so don't roll for the healing ampule. Just take the maximum amount back.
It's 2d4 plus 2, so
10.
10.
Yes,
Okay.
please. Yeah.
Oh, cancel that. What I just got.
Yeah. I'm sorry. The whole you drink a potion, roll to see how much you heal, and you roll a 1 is like, you know what? Why? Yeah.
I would say roll only when you're in combat, as you're in a high stress environment. If you're not, you should be able to at least make sure you consume all of it.
Right. And so for right now, healing ampule, stuff like that there, we'll just do the maximum amount. for now. But yeah, you definitely take it, and immediately you feel the little nanoparticles flow throughout your system and mending the damage, and as well as removing the burnt fur and replacing it with fresh. But for the power station team, you guys are heading inside. Is anyone staying out?
I'm staying out, and I'm going to man the dual cannons because I see exactly where those fighters are going.
Yeah, but it's disassembled. That was part of the whole process of getting it over here.
Then
we just had a bunch of people moved it.
No, they moved the robot. It was between you and me to move it.
Mm-hmm. But don't worry, it's a simple fact for you to get it reassembled.
Ah, goody. Gonna play with some Legos for a moment.
All right, so then he's staying outside. The rest of you guys are going inside. Of course, Ori is trying to gesture for you to go inside, Princess. Your Grace, I despise Colette Felgavo as much as you, but he is in a starfighter, and we are not. Perhaps inside this building would be safer.
I'm not going in until they go in.
Archer, I'm not comfortable with leaving Sagaristo out here.
Sagaristo, give me those 3 mechanics checks.
That.
DC's 10.
All right, I'm going to break away from Captain Archer, and I'm going to start trying to assist with putting the gun back together.
If that's the case, then make your rolls with advantage.
That's Sagaristo making his rolls with advantage, right?
Yep. And actually, you don't have to do anything, supposedly. So.
Wow.
Hey! Teamwork!
Dear heavens. 23, 22, and a double crit.
I don't think I've ever rolled a double crit before.
Okay, that's amazing.
Wow.
We should get something for that double crit.
For a total of the best number ever, 69.
Wait.
Yeah, it's
Math.
a total right there.
Yes.
69.
All right, excellent. Okay. From the power station where these starfighters are going to contact Kynthia, the Crowd Drake, these dual cannons would be severely out of range. But due to the teamwork of Argus and Sagaristio, it will reach. Argus.
Yeah.
Silva, she kind of pulls you to the side a little bit, and she goes, Ashenforge, if you all wish to stay out here, that completely makes sense. But I'm going to take the rest of the people inside.
Get your people inside.
With that, she goes ahead. She
I'm standing
taps your
just
shoulder
inside the door.
Mm-hmm. And with that, she gestures with her sword for the people to go inside. And with that, they're sitting here telling you guys, good luck, good luck, good luck. Those dual cannons are so cryo. I know. They're Nova. And with that, several of the people...
Is there any way to use the robot parts to make these guns stronger?
Yeah, there is. If we use some of its... we can actually use some of its targeting systems on it, too. To kind of help.
Can I use inspiration to make this happen, Cobalt?
Are you both working on it?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, I'm down to clown, and he rolled really good on those last rolls.
Go for it. Make your mechanics check with advantage to see if you can start getting some bonuses onto these dual cannons. In the meantime, cutting back over to the fight in segment 4 between I was about to say platoon, the squadron of starfighters led by Colette Felgavo, who are currently trying to destroy the threat of this Crowd Drake that has somehow infiltrated segment 4. With that, he leads the charge and begins blasting the Crowd Drake, not realizing that it's just a young Promethean. He does not realize that this is not one of the beasts of legend.
I think that information is still pretty limited to us, too, by the way. I'm fairly certain Sagaricio was the only one who really knew anything about that.
Yeah.
But either way, they're attacking. And you guys are still dealing with the mystery of what happened to Rylan Bravestride.
Well, if anything, he'd want us to make sure that Drake stayed alive, so that's what we're working on.
Definitely.
I'll treat that as a warrior's dying request, because as far as I know, he is gone.
Definitely. Either way, Sagaricio, Argus, you guys begin working on the cannons. You begin incorporating the parts from that red robot that you guys fought in, well, that session 6, I want to say?
5.
7? Oh, was it 5?
Think so. What are we on? We're on 8?
We're on 8.
No, 6.
One of those, right? Either way, incorporating the parts of both, you guys are making one beast of a set of dual cannons. Bravestride. The squadron is going first, and immediately they open fire. One of the starfighters, their blast strayed far off and actually hit a couple of buildings. Luckily enough, it seems as if those buildings were uninhabited. The other two, including Colette Filgavo, strike Cynthia. She roars in pain as these blaster bolts are doing actually double damage to her, seeing as how they count as fire. With that, she kind of squeals and attempts to turn away, but it is now up to you. What do you do? How do you guide this crowd, Drake?
Okay, so question. Do I still got that green gem with me floating around me?
Yes.
All right, we're going to do the shield thing like that guy did before.
Mm-hmm. You're going to have to give me a wisdom check.
Okay.
The DC is 12. As you go ahead, you bring the core stone between your two palms, attempting to tap into it, even though you've yet to really fully bond with it.
Nah, I'm going to use my inspiration.
Go for it.
And get a work roll. What the fuck?
Jesus. Come on, Everett.
Whoa. We have Tonto in stereo.
I know.
He was so annoyed it became stereo.
Right. But honestly, that attempt, I'm just going to count as a move. You still have your action and bonus. What do you do?
Well, I'm going to I left that rope harness that I put on her when I never got the rope back, so I'm guessing the harness is still there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get myself in, and I guess I'm going to do what I'm good at.
Violence!
So, in a thematic way, I'm going to bank her to, like, we're into temporary upside-down state, kind of just let her start dead falling, so I can line up my gun to the top of the cockpit of the first one.
Oh. I see. So let me get this straight. You're going to go ahead and try to, like, pull back on the reins, have her go into a loop. And as she is upside down, you're able to fire downwards onto the tops of the starfighters.
Yep.
I think this is kind of worthy of cinematic advantage. I want to see if you pull this off. Go ahead and attack with advantage, right? You get control of the reins that you had already put onto her, all right? And you have to kind of wrestle her under control, but she trusts you. Being able to communicate with you, and so far you alone, with that, you go ahead, get your rifle ready, pull back, you begin to loop. You're actually able to look up from your point of view, which is now looking down, into the top of the cockpits of the starfighters, and you see the shocked expression on Colette Filgavo as he's like, no.
There?
Boom!
Roll the damage.
Fuck yeah!
High velocity and crits 19 to 20.
Oh,
Nice.
critical damage. Roll critical damage.
He's living our dreams, you guys. He's murdering Cutlet.
Making cutlets out of him.
Now that's a pretty meme. Exquisite.
I mean, I always considered him as a chicken cutlet.
Definitely. Upside down, firing your auto rifle.
So 14 points of damage.
All right. Planting some fresh holes into his starfighter as Cynthia completes her loop, and now she is behind the starfighters.
Bonus action would be putting Hunter's Mark on the one I attacked.
On Colette Felgavo, are you sure?
This son of a bitch is a weirdo.
And with that, you set your sights.
He shot first.
They wanted to fight without knowing the information. Now they have someone that's going to shoot back.
Alrighty.
I thought he said he was sending his best men, not bombing the whole fucking area.
Either way, it is up to them. And they are going to actually break off. His wingman, one goes to the right, one goes to the left, while Colette Felgavo, he stays in the middle. Even though he's kind of bobbing and weaving, he's still going straight.
Does Raylan have a communicator that we can tell him to try and circle back towards the power plant?
Shh.
We don't know where he is.
That's true.
You guys looked up to the skies and saw nothing. While off in the very far distance, like across the city. Pew, 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 pew.
Since when did the Drake have a gun?
Just seeing these weird flashes coming off of his back somehow. But feel free, guys, to go ahead and roll a perception. Given the extreme distance, if you're not using any type of binoculars or something like that, the DC is 15.
I might have binoculars.
Either way.
Anyone with a soldier's pack has the micro binoculars.
What is your
in the meantime
dexterity save? Oh, no, not dexterity save, but your dexterity bonus, Brave Stride.
So surprisingly, I do
like
not.
as a saving throw?
No, just in general, just.
My dexterity modifier is a 3, but my saving throw is a 5.
Gotcha. Okay. And
I don't have binoculars.
I'll still try and take a look-see. And was it at disadvantage without the binocs?
No, it wasn't at disadvantage. It was just a DC is 15 without binocs. With binocs, the DC is 10. Either way, like I said before, the two wingmen that were flanking Colette Felgavo, they break off. They swoop around now that they're behind you. I can't remember your name. See my name, Brave Stride. Why can't I remember Brave Stride? It's right here in my face. Anyway, they open fire. A couple of the shots whiz over your head while two more of these shots strike. Poor Cynthia.
I can see him.
She's smoking from her side. She's breathing hard. She's doing her best to keep at a steady pace of flapping. But you could tell that she is definitely hurt.
Well, if I may.
What's going on?
When you get a chance to get to me, there is something I would like to do from control panel inside here. An ability I have that I'd like to use.
Hit me with it.
Okay, well. Let's see. I gotta go. When I read to you the ability, and then I'll describe to you what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Analyze device.
Mm-hmm.
What it allows me to do. Range is touch, of course. You discover all commands, workings, and electronic or mechanical functions of one automaton.
Mm-hmm.
On how to activate and operate this device.
After the word automaton,
you
broke up.
Still need to make appropriate.
Oh no, that's all right. I
my phone.
It's all right. I heard what you said, and I know the abilities that you are that you want to use,
Okay.
and you want to use that on one of the control consoles in the power station.
Looking specifically for overrides on these floating little sentinels around here.
Ah, I see. Okay, one can use that ability to know how to use everything. Yes. Will this give you access? I do not believe so. Analyze device just means that if it's something alien or foreign or something you never worked with before, yeah, you will know how to use it. And you can still use the ability and you will know exactly what to do, but you will still need access, if that makes sense.
Right.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay.
Did you want to use that ability?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. You go up to one of the consoles. You realize, given its size, it must be of some importance. And immediately you look to see if anyone's staring at you, and so far no one is. People are mostly by the door, staring through the door at the rest of the party. Since they're not looking at you, you move your eye patch to the side. There's a flash of red as lines of laser scan the console. There's a quick flash and you know exactly what to do. You bring up the screen, but you're locked out. Unfortunately, on orders of Colette Felgavo. If only you had access. In the meantime, in the fight above the city of Segment 4, Colette Felgavo activates one of his abilities that allows his wingman to attack again.
I did roll a 20 on my peep, so I do know what's going on over there.
Yes, you do. And right now, you're watching these starfighters buzz around and blast Kynthia like angry bees. She takes another hit through the wing, and now she is effectively limping in the air. But that is the squadron's turn. Brave Stride, what are you doing? Right now, you're slowly losing altitude.
I'm going to bank her low and start using the buildings as cover as we start flying towards the power station.
Sounds good.
And then if I could try to do that shield thing again, I would like to do that as well.
Definitely. Go ahead and give me your dexterity roll to guide her through the buildings.
Yep.
You go ahead, you grab the reins, and you're attempting to maneuver her downwards, but she is tired now. That one wing, it's worse than the worst cram because it burns. And with a 19, though, you manage to soothe her pain, get her to focus as you lead her into the towers and spires of downtown Segment 4. This effectively grants you cover, meaning that the rest of Colette Felgavo's men are going to be attacking with disadvantage.
Okay. And then for the shield thing, is that a DC 12 still?
DC 12, make your wisdom check.
Nat 20.
Ooh.
Oh, boom, man.
Got it.
There it is. All right. As you're swooping in between the buildings, as these starfighters are getting closer and closer and closer, they open fire. All of the blasts splash against the force field, and the force field actually loses none of its, actually it acts as a temporary HP. None of its power, as a matter of fact. With that, for some reason, you're able to look back and you see the slightly blasted cockpit of Colette Felgavo as he's like slamming his fist on his console. Ah! But you guys are moving closer and closer to the power station. Back at the power station, the dual cannons are ready. Utilizing the legs of that huge robot, the rest of its torso to stabilize it, it actually starts to stand up. It's nothing but these huge robotic red legs, kind of a torso, a huge scope in the middle, and the dual cannon itself replacing the shoulders and arms. Right now, Argus, Sagaricio, you guys have remote control via your communication devices, holographic displays in front of your faces, and you're able to see the incoming and slowly limping Cynthia as she is slowly emerging away from the city and flying over the plains.
I think Brave Stride's on the back of Skinthia, or whatever the fuck you call that thing.
Cynthia.
Skinthia, gotcha.
All right, what are you guys doing? Because right now, Cynthia's in the way as she's making a beeline towards you.
I have one other thing up my sleeve.
Ooh, I like that. What thing up your sleeve is it?
I'm making a quick call to Miss Huntley. Apprising her of the situation and telling her, look, I need to get through his lockout on this, and now. You want yours? You give me mine.
And with that, Marissa Huntley, you always were a shrewd persuader. We didn't have this call. All right, Johnny?
Not at all.
She hangs up. Within moments, all of a sudden the console lights up. Access granted.
Yeah, sweet. Few quick reprograms, and I'm sending those little droids to attack the starfighters.
Oh! With that, they buzz off. In the meantime, Slugaricio, Argus, what are you two doing?
I'm gonna help him aim the gun.
All right. Does this all count as sort of like a weapon for us?
Okay.
Effectively with rules.
Yes.
Okay. I'm using enhanced weapon on it. It's my last technique for the day, but I'm gonna enhance this motherfucker.
And I'm gonna assist him on his aim.
And it's a bonus action, so I just touch, boom, +1 to attack and the damage.
Okay. With the robotic parts, it was already +1 on top of that, so you guys have an additional +1 that will stack.
Beautiful. And
I got another crazy idea. After his first salvo, would I be able to use action surge to shoot it again? I didn't burn that in the last attack, or in the last fight.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Oh, heavens. Oh,
good, because
this is going to be murder.
Because I just burned my bonus action because the other one was going to be combat expertise.
Even
but it's good
though
that you're doing that.
Cynthia and Brave Stride are far away, Princess Aura, the psionic ability that you possess, you're actually able to slightly feel Cynthia's pain. It's as if scalding water has completely covered her arm and hot spikes have been shoved in her torso. It almost takes her breath away. But with this connection, you might be able to affect her. But you're not sure. Do you try anything?
Of course I'm going to try. What do I roll?
Depends on what you're going to try to do.
What are my options?
Well, you know that you'll be able to communicate with her, definitely. Even though this is quite a stretch of distance for you, you might be able to send her some soothing thoughts, communicate some soothing emotions. You might have an Esper ability that might be helpful in this case. I am uncertain. You also feel the anxiety of Brave Stride that's riding atop Cynthia. Probably should have phrased that differently. But either way.
Is adrenaline?
Yes, you feel the adrenaline surging through Brave Stride. You also feel the rage and anger of Colette Felgavo. Unfortunately,
that will bring a smile to her face.
Hopefully, or it might cause that little bit of that ration to come back up. I don't know. You're like, oh, I feel the inside the mind of Colette. But I don't know. Do you want to try anything, Princess? And don't worry about the rules so much. Oh, very good. Go ahead and give me that persuasion roll, please. As you're making the roll, tell me, what are you mentally communicating with her? What are you saying to her? Whoa.
21.
So I'm just gonna say, like, you're almost here, you got this, girl. We'll get you taken care of, and we're not gonna let them hurt you anymore.
Those words reach her. And with that, even though it hurts, she begins flapping harder and harder. Brave Stride, you're able to see a couple of droplets of ice fall away from her face because you realize that just the effect of her being causes her tears to instantly turn to ice as they fly away from her face. But she's working through the pain and flying faster and faster and slowly pulling away from the squadron that's standing behind her, while you're able to look back and almost understand the words that are being mouthed by Colette Felgavo. He's like, use more power! Shoot this beast down! The drones buzz off. Cynthia and Brave Stride swoop overhead. The breeze hits everyone that's outside of the power station hard.
Ah, perfect. They are in...
They're within range.
Well within range now.
Unleash hell!
Fire gets the one that actually shows damage.
Sagaristio. Argus. Roll your ranged attack. Captain Archer. Even though you program the drones to crash and blast the squadron, you're still controlling them. And since you have a swarm, I need you to make your range attack as well with advantage.
Since I was assisting with his aim in the first place, would he not get advantage on his attack roll? And then I throw in action surge, I'd be rolling just regular after that?
Unless he decides to go and help you. But actually, no, his action would be attacking as well. So yeah, it would be his attack with advantage and your attack would be regular.
Okay.
And remember, we are also at +2 on top of your bonus.
Thank you!
Because of the bonus that we did with the upgrades, as well as enhanced weapon.
Thank you!
Oh! 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 Give me damage, everybody!
What are we rolling for damage?
All right.
What do I roll for damage for those drones?
All right, 1d10 for the drones, and actually it is a d10 per cannon.
+1 because of enhanced weapon.
D10 each or D10
total? They're attacking as a swarm.
Total. Okay.
Mm-hmm. With that, these drones begin blasting and crashing into the starfighters.
Well, that was lackluster.
I know, right?
Okay, and then finally the two cannons, toom, as these beams go and blast right through the 3 starfighters. Smoke pops. One of them wheels over to the distance and crashes. Unfortunately, that was one of the wingmen. Colette Felgavo is alive, as is one of his wingmen. And with that, they strafe off, and it looks as if they're leaving.
Nail that son of a bitch. That would be an attack of opportunity.
Unfortunately, no one's within range for that.
Attacks of opportunity are mostly done in like melee when you get those.
Yeah.
Princess Aura, you are receiving a communique from Colette Felgavo.
I was just about to say, I was going to look at her and like, I want to answer that and tell him to not fire on this, on our friend here.
But before you answer that call, Brave Stride, what are you going to maneuver Cynthia to do? She's got... Okay.
Well, we got to start fixing her.
Right. With that, you go ahead, you give her a pat, and she begins to circle and come right back around to land in front of the entrance to the power station. Princess Aura, your device is going off.
I answer.
Princess Aura, what is the meaning of this? Who fired upon us? Why are my own drones crashing into me? What is going on at that power station?
You were shooting at our friend.
We were eradicating a beast that's able to do tremendous damage to both the structure and occupants, whoever are remaining in this segment. There's not supposed to be any cryo drakes in here. I don't even understand how this thing got in here. It is not a friend. It is a monster, and it will be destroyed.
No, it's a friend.
It seems you have taken leave of your senses, Princess.
It seems you are defying Keshian royalty, and when I say that that creature is under Keshian royal protection, I mean it, and I will enforce it.
They could hear the dual cannons charging up again. I still got him in range.
Your Highness, are you certain
I got a lock.
you wish to grant this boon to this monster?
Warning shot?
Fire.
Let her answer first. Say that again, Dark Lovely.
I said, yes, I am sure that this creature is not going to cause any further damage to this sector.
Should we send the warning shot just to be safe?
I would say no.
Fine.
Are you guys blasting Colette Gable out of the skies?
No.
I would.
I know you would, but you're a dick.
I'm kind of with Ty on this one, man. I already shot the shit out of him.
All right.
Not an enemy we need to make.
Yet.
Absolutely
He's
yet.
already an enemy.
No, he's a douche. There's a difference.
Princess, as you have placed this creature underneath your royal protection, I will honor that. But I will also remember this.
Cutlet will remember this.
Cutlet's about to be a cutlet for my brand.
What is the status of the temple?
The Keshian temple is fine. We have eradicated the seed spawn that was surrounding the facility.
Wonderful.
It seems I am in need of more starfighters. I will return.
No, you're in need of calming the fuck down, buddy.
And with that, he cuts to communique.
I don't think
That's
you're
so dramatic. He hangs up on me every time we talk.
It's
It's
loyalty.
I was gonna say, isn't that illegal?
No, it's rude if nothing
You gotta
else.
dismiss him, right? Like he's dismissing himself.
And of course, Ori is like, Your Grace, you are allowed to take disciplinary actions as he is painfully out of decorum.
She's got the right idea.
I'm gonna pat the dual cannon robot. It's like, yeah, we can call him disciplinary action if you want.
I like it.
Love it.
Cynthia lands,
Yeah.
and she just quickly lies onto her front and just roll over to her side, onto her good wing, while you see her damaged wing is twitching.
All right. How would I go about this? Biology.
Xenobiology would help.
Okay. She is classified as a beast.
And with that, she just lets out a sigh of relief as the blasting has stopped. And right now, she's able to look and see that she's surrounded by people that she knows.
Ew. There's not much I can do.
Well, before I do anything else with the robot, he's fine on his own right now. I'll go help out and see what I can do with the xenobiology. I might be able to do something with medicine.
I'm
My
gonna
hands
chill
are cold.
on
I
the
rolled.
robot.
Yeah, I rolled for xenobiology as well.
Oh, 14. Definitely good. And so with that, you guys kind of swarm around this crowd Drake. And with that, you see her eye darting around, seeing what you guys are doing as you're doing your best to mend and heal her. And touched by all of your concern, more ice cubes fall from her eyes. With that, the people are slowly coming out of the power station, amazed at seeing this thing. Some are getting close and gently touching her scales, commenting on how cold she is.
Give her space.
With that, the people back up. And for right now, it seems as if the threat is over. And now's actually a good time for our very first break. All right. And when we get back from this break, we're going to see what our heroes are going to choose to do next.
Okay, I'm going to be gone for a couple of extra minutes, so I'll probably be about 15.
All right. But we'll be right back. And we are back. Woo! I am so glad both Cynthia, the Cryodrake, have been saved. The people, the survivors, have been rescued. And station coordinator / the dock authority, Colette Felgevo, has been spared. But right now, our heroes are taking the time to heal their Cryodrake friend. All this is new to her. Being a Cryodrake, flying through the air, and now being attacked by starfighters. She had never thought her life would turn out like this. But now, she is surrounded by friends she thought she would never have, doing their best to heal her, to restore her. And with that, Cynthia, the Cryodrake, is currently resting.
Okay. Well,
Segment
Step
4
out
is
of the
continuing to
power
thaw. Say that one more time, Archer.
step out of the power station, looking specifically for the princess. As soon as I spot her, I'll step beside her and, princess, we didn't make any friends with our confrontation with the chief there. He's likely going to cause us a lot of problems getting out of here.
Yeah, I'm fully expecting that. I wouldn't be surprised if he demanded compensation for the lives of his fighter pilots.
You're the one party that I can think of that can do something about that.
Yeah, I'll have to make arrangements. Maybe the high priestess at the temple can help.
Sounds good, but in the meantime, my gut says he's going to come back and he ain't going to be so nice. Think we ought to get these people someplace a lot safer than here.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So what is going to be the decision, team? You have a group of survivors who right now are actually able to enjoy being outside. All the biting cold is gone. Right now, it's just a little bit of chill in the air. All throughout the segment, you guys are able to see the snow melting, the frost diminishing.
Now, before I leave, or I agree to leave here, I'm going to go back into that console, set my own password protections on it, and lock it out from the rest of the station.
Oh.
I just have a bad feeling he's going to try to jerk chains that he shouldn't.
Okay. Now that you have complete access to this system, you decide to put in your own security, your own passwords, and you're able to do so easily.
Yeah, that'll keep him from jerking that chain. Turn, princess.
But with
Saggy, what do you say we get your machine there and get some legs under it?
I believe it already has legs.
It does.
Fully functional to walk?
Yeah, they should actuate and all that, but I was thinking we could add something in there. And the Lorendi body still in there?
Is there a Lorendi?
You're now safe to go check. He ain't locking us out of this ever again. Do what you can to make that cannon as mobile as possible. I got a feeling we're going to need it.
Sagarisia, you're asking if there's another Lorendi in the power station?
I'm specifically more of the, the ones that we fought before with the jetpacks. I still have my jetpack, but I want to make sure that there's an extra one in there. I can slap one on this thing.
Yeah, that's a no. I mean, you can, of course, but the best it can do is enable it to actually jump. And not even a full rocket jump. It's just, it will now be able to jump.
That's
like
fine.
2 feet off the ground.
Okay, if that's what you plan to do, feel free.
Yeah, put a little hop in its step. That'll be terrifying with a robot with dual cannons for arms.
Like, the dual cannons inhabit, like, the whole top part of its body. Its arms, its shoulders, and aside from this huge scope that you guys fashioned for a head, that's it.
As long it can now maneuver in certain aspects. Like, it might not be able to get everywhere, but the fact that it can jump helps it get up, that little extra step.
I'm also not proficient in handling landcraft.
Right. But that is fine.
Yep, because once I get that all set up, I'm going to set him for automation, and I'm going to send his happy ass onwards to the temple.
Sounds good.
He can be their guard bot, and I'll let the princess know. It's like, all right.
I thought those were taken care of.
Yeah, but you never know what might come spawning around there again. Better to have some protection than none.
All right, well, let's get this Drake all fixed up and take a short break and then head on over to the warehouse. At least we've got the Drake with us for some sort of transportation.
Yep.
The survivors can hold up here while we're doing that.
You do that, Jen. I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to start my break now.
There you go. All right.
Power station.
About an hour passes. You guys witness as more craft are coming through the huge airlock that's in the top of the segment. The good news is that they're not attack starfighters. They appear to be recovery and repair crew. Because they immediately make a beeline for the center of the city. And it appears as if they're getting to work restoring certain buildings and systems in order to get this segment back to full functionality.
I mean, I would have waited to make sure that the Seethe were like 100% eradicated, but we might have a second infection breakout on our hands here, folks.
That is definitely a possibility. Go ahead and spin your hit dice in order to get your HP back up to max, but keep note of how many you have spent.
Okay. I was doing pretty good after Sagi healed me, and then somebody had to go and blow himself up.
I love how, like, Brave strikes back after everyone thought he was gone and no one said anything.
But I did point him out after seeing him on the Drake.
Yeah,
so.
he was like, oh, we found he there. He riding the dragon again. They said. Everyone's like, yeah. But
cool.
What aren't cats supposed to have 9 lives or something?
Haven't lost one yet.
That might be an interesting mechanic. But yeah, about an hour passes. The people are nice and held up right there in the power station. Sagaristio, I'm not going to make you roll needlessly. For an hour, yes, you're able to, of course, attach these jets to the legs and back of this robot that you've made. You set it to automation, gave it the coordinates, and you program as much information about the Seethe to let it know what to target. Really,
okay,
what?
I rolled a 1 on my hit dice to get back.
So
I'll burn a second one just to be on the safe side.
Sounds good. As you are resting and recovering, Argus, you hear a voice within tell you, Sir, go talk to her.
What?
Go talk to her.
What?
Go talk to her.
Talk to who? The princess?
No.
Who?
I know what's going
my
on.
fucking... Two 1s in a row!
Oh boy.
Holy, yes.
It's a good thing that's still enough to get me to max, but like, God, I'm so mad I'm not even listening to the voice anymore.
Right? You go ahead, you completely block it out, and your pole arm stops glowing red.
I just noticed the arm after I got mad. It's like, wait, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I think I'm dying.
You're the one that ate some type of weird thing off that one dude.
It's true, but suddenly I'm starting to hear voices. My arm was glowing red.
Oh no, your pole arm. Your pole arm.
Oh.
Your
Sorry.
glaive, excuse me.
My newly manifested weapon started glowing. You guys can see this too, right? I'm not just hallucinating.
I'm totally like, you're hallucinating.
No one else heard the voice, just you, Argus.
Talk to the princess. She seems to have the best expertise in this field.
Well, it did say talk to her, so it might have been the princess that it was told to talk to.
It kind of flashes red, and you hear, no.
No. Then who am I supposed to talk to?
Who are you talking to?
Shut up.
He's losing it.
And with that, you feel your pole arm kind of tilting in a direction. And it starts pointing towards Silva.
Never mind. I think I'm getting the hint. So I'm gonna go over to Silva and be like, yeah, so I'm supposed to talk to somebody?
And Silva, she turns around, she goes, who?
I don't know. Someone keeps telling me to go talk to her.
Okay, who is this someone and who is this her?
I don't know, they're in my head.
Immediately you feel this voice telling you, do better.
I'm supposed to do better.
And Silva, she is just looking at you completely perplexed. Are you cracked, Ashenforged? She's like checking your head right now just to make sure. You hear the pole arm speak to you again. Have her use both hands.
No.
She goes, yeah, I don't see any damage. You're gonna be all right.
Are you sure? Maybe you should double check, like especially the top. Use both hands. Make sure you go through the hair really good.
Right. And so with that, she stabs her sword into the ground, and she uses both hands to part your hair to see if there's any damage. Princess Ori is kind of witnessing what's going on with Argus and Silva. Your Grace, I believe the large one may have suffered brain damage.
It seems harmless enough.
Yes, brain damage seems harmless enough.
I do recommend that we keep our distance. If he decides to have a psychotic break, he is a large and intimidating person.
Ooh, that tickles.
Or do you think brain damage is contagious? That's not how that works.
I do not think that brain damage is contagious, but the wild flailing of a large Ashenforge could be dangerous.
It's probably fine.
He's not exactly graceful, so he'll probably hurt himself first.
Agreed, Master Sagaricio.
It's okay. I'll be sure to pat his boo-boos when he hurts himself.
Right. And so finally, Silva, she's finished going through your hair, Argus. And she goes, yeah, you are going to be fine.
So there's no brain damage?
Now I'm worried.
Why?
It's brain damage.
No, I'm pretty sure it's damage.
And with that, she kind of smiles. Okay, stop. All right, this is not the time for jokes, Argus. Okay.
Did you think it's funny, though?
A little bit.
Oh, cool.
Need a little work on your delivery. And why is your glaive pulsating?
It's excited to see you.
Excuse me?
I think it was kind of the one pointing me in the direction to come over. Look, I'm not really one to follow big, pulsating rods in certain directions, but this one was quite compelling.
Well, I will leave you and your rod be. I've got to check on the survivors. She goes ahead and takes out her longsword and puts it on her shoulder and walks off. And she kind of looks over her shoulder, just this weird look to you, like, okay, that conversation went in a direction I didn't anticipate.
There, I talked to her. Are you happy?
No.
Oh. Sucks to be you then.
Yes.
You're strange. Why are you talking to me?
Because you are my friend, sir.
I don't even know your name. Do you have a name?
You know my name.
Glaive.
No.
Rod?
No! With that, all of a sudden, you see etched along the side of the handle of your glaive.
I see what along the side of my glaive?
You see the word Telvin.
Oh. Wait. Aren't you dead?
What? No.
Telvin. I watched your body turn into dust, and all that was left behind was this little device, and I picked it up, and I think you're inside me now.
What?
I think you are inside.
No,
of me
no, don't say it again.
But
I'm you?
no, I'm me.
Huh.
You is you, and I am me.
Then it must be you.
No, it's me.
Sir, I never got a chance to tell her how I felt.
Well, you blew it now.
But you can do it for me.
Why would I do that?
Because it's my dying wish.
But you're already dead, and you didn't give me that.
It's my dead wish?
Okay, now you're just being cheeky.
Now Telvin is actually... the letters are rearranging. And it now says Final Wish.
Your name is Final Wish.
Will you do this for me, sir?
Do what?
If I had the opportunity, I would love her till the end of my existence.
You had the opportunity. You didn't tell her.
And I can't rest till someone does, and you're the only one that can do it.
Wait, so if I do tell her, does that mean you're going to go away?
Maybe? I haven't been dead before.
You're not helping.
But are you going to help me, sir?
We'll discuss this later.
And with that, your glaive stops glowing, and peace returns to your mind.
That was weird. I'm just gonna go wander off in somewhere and just kind of lay down for a bit. It clearly is the brain damage.
The rest of your team has just been staring at you this whole time, having this conversation with yourself.
That's okay. I'm not paying that many attention.
Okay. All right, but with that, Cynthia, she's up and about. She's feeling better. She's still weak. She's still scared. Sagristio, the robot that you have further modified, powered up, now has very slight jump jets. You've sent off to further protect the people at the Keshian Temple.
I'll have him give me some regular updates. I'll keep in contact.
Okay.
Just to make sure.
Definitely. Brave Stride, what are you doing right now?
I'm probably doing looks over on Cynthia.
Mm-hmm.
Making sure she can move around and all that stuff without opening up any old wounds.
Definitely. You guys have various bandages and whatnot, as much as you guys were able to spare on her wing. And she will make a recovery. She stretches it out and kind of winces in pain and brings it back, but she gets back to her feet and she kind of nuzzles you, and her head swings around and kind of nuzzles everyone else. You know, it's one of those things that's sweet and everyone likes the gesture, but no one likes the fact that she is still ice cold.
I'll handle it just fine.
Mm-hmm.
He's got fur.
Yeah.
Boots with the fur.
Captain Archer,
Yep.
you still have a mission. It seems as if your crew is ready and able to go. The people here at the power station are safe.
Yep. Yeah. Princess, should we take a hike? There's still the matter of this warehouse we got to go check out.
And with that, Ori goes, Your Grace, what situation with the warehouse do we have to figure out?
Don't worry about it, little one. It's not dangerous. Not this time, anyway.
So, do I hear the voices?
No. You hear none of the Keshian singing, aside from something very far in the distance, but even in that song is very familiar. You know that is the one coming from... Oh, actually, let me make this correction. Captain Archer, you placed your relic back in the Astral Horizon, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Yes. Whatever that thing is, it's definitely back at the Astral Horizon, and that is the very small voice that you hear in the ancient Keshian language. Aside from that, the only thing else you feel is the power of the Core Stone coming from Brave Stride.
Yeah. Some Super Saiyan green.
Just saying.
So
I'm not hearing it anymore.
If that is the case, Your Grace, then I no longer see a need for us to go to the warehouse.
I mean, our people are safe. If everybody's going, I'll still go. It's probably safer so that Cutlet can't hold me hostage.
Your Grace, if he ever attempted such a thing, you know I would sacrifice my life to make sure that you escape.
I'd prefer nobody sacrifice their life, and there's a lot more safety in numbers.
And with that, Cynthia, she stands up to her full height and stretches out her wings. A gust of cold air washes over all of you. But she finally turns around and lowers herself, waiting for you guys to board. Is there anyone staying?
No.
Nope.
I had no intentions on staying.
Sounds good. Brave Stride, I take it you immediately hop on and take your rifle position?
Yeah.
With that, all of you board Cynthia, the Crowd Drake. She actually stumbles a little bit as she takes the first few steps before finally getting her wings underneath her, flapping hard. It's a little crooked, but she manages to take off. As you guys are soaring over the plains, you're able to look down below and see the robot that Sagaricio and Argus made. It is hauling butt towards the Keshian temple. All around that temple,
buddy, go!
all around that temple are craters, smoking craters of where the sea spawn were. But the force field still is intact. You guys are able to swoop around and see where one of the starfighters that was following Colette Felgavo crashed. And you're able to see the restoration and repair work of the crew that have arrived. Brave Stride, you lead Cynthia, the Crowd Dragon, to begin to circle the warehouse. And this warehouse is pretty large. The entire roof of it is covered in ice. But aside from that, it seems very nondescript. There's no sign on the front, no holographics, nothing denoting what it's supposed to be for. Just a warehouse containing something. Brave Stride, where do you choose to put yourselves down? On the icy rooftop? Yes, it will be difficult terrain and it would require dexterity saves or you guys will slide off.
And we can ignore that.
There's the adjoining rooftops, and of course there are the streets.
I'll let her put us down on the streets, and then I'm gonna let her know to rest on the roofs to keep that wing cool.
With that, she nods, climbs onto the rooftop across the street from the front of the warehouse. The warehouse has just one single door on the far left side. No main door or anything like that. But you could tell from the other lights coming on in the adjoining buildings that power has been restored to this segment. But all of you get the sensation that something's not right. And so, Sagaristio, what do you do?
I'm not liking this. Something's not sitting well.
This is true. Captain Archer, what do you do?
Yeah. Well, I got something to go look for.
This is also true.
Sneaky sneak.
All right. You're going to try to find a couple of alternate ways in, and aside from the one door on the very far left, you circle the building, and there is a back door. You see that there's a couple there's actually one device, a scanning device directly above it. Same as for the front door. All the systems seem to be on. So far, the windows seem to be intact, but seeing as how the rest of the windows are kind of blown out throughout this whole block, that tells you that they are reinforced. You cannot see through them.
Well,
Safe to say that after you circle the building, you rejoin the rest of your group and tell them what you found?
Yep.
Sounds good. While you're trying to figure that out, Princess Aura, you see a stumped look on Sagaristio's face. Captain Archer went ahead and took a stroll around the whole building. His face is similar. He tells the rest of you that there's only seemingly two ways in, the front door or the back. Both of these doors have a scanning device located above them, armored built into the housing of the wall. Once again, Ori gives her protest, but in the middle of her protesting, she realizes, Your Grace, I must apologize.
For what?
I keep on treating you as if you are any other royalty. And you are not. You are a courageous warrior, a hero of the people, something to aspire to. And I realize, Your Grace, that I have been holding you back and I have been defiant. How can I be your bondservant if I am acting in such a way? Your Grace, if it is your desire for us to take this warehouse, burn it to the ground, or knock it over, I will do my best to accomplish your goals. You need only say the word, Your Grace.
Well, I mean, that's all super sweet and thoughtful, but I think we're just trying to get in.
Oh. I stand by the sentiment.
I appreciate the sentiment.
Mm-hmm. Brave Stride. With Cynthia safe and almost perched on a rooftop across the way, what do you do?
I'm actually wondering if there's tracks for the old man.
Ooh. Give me either perception or survival. Well, you said tracks? Survival, excuse me.
Let's see if he's been around here or not. Because that's one thing that seems to be off.
This is true.
Yeah, it's the nat one again.
Okay.
Not joining in the ocean.
Okay. Hide no hair of them.
Yep.
Alright. Well,
Yeah, how
Yeah.
about that? Looking for same sort of stuff.
Okay.
Actually, since they're looking for tracks for the old man, I'm actually going to look up at Cynthia and speak to her lingo while pointing at the door. I'm like, did he go through here?
Ah. So, you ask that, and she just looks at the place, and you see her eyes lower. She really does not like this place.
He went in and hasn't come back out, has he?
She nods.
I'm guessing this is where the facility was.
She nods.
All right, I'm gonna have to do something that I'm not particularly fond of. I'm actually going to the front door, and I'm gonna put in my old credentials from when I was working on some super secret stuff. See if they'll actually acknowledge it in this facility.
Ah. And so, you do so. You get scanned. It scans your arm. The door unlocks. Archer, that 13. You actually spotted some interesting tracks. The only difference was they weren't on the ground. You noticed that in the alleyways on the sides of this warehouse, that there were certain holes in the walls, not of the warehouse, but of the adjoining buildings.
Holes like something had pierced into the wall climbing it?
A 13, I cannot tell you that. But either way, that is what you spotted as you see Sacaricio go to the front door. The scanner above scans him. And you hear a click as the door unlocks. Unfortunately, it's also a hard metal clank as various metal rods move out of place as well. The door is very secure.
Something you want to share with us as to what we might run into in here, Saggy?
With a deep sigh, he just pulls out his uncle's axe and shoulders it, just on his shoulder, and maybe later. It's not something I exactly like to talk about, but we got lives in danger. Might as well make the most of what we can.
On a scale of 1 to violence, how ready should we be?
Knowing you, you're always ready for violence.
Gotcha.
And I'm walking right on in at that point.
Then I am prepared.
Oh, Sacaricio, you said you walk on in?
Yep.
Someone give me a scene break and roll initiative, please. Sacaricio, as you head in, do you let the door close behind you, or do you keep it open for your team?
I'll keep it open for my team.
Oh, apparently an S20 does nothing.
The corridor is dark.
Oh.
Kind of light blue tiling on both the walls, floors, and ceilings.
I somehow got the highest initiative.
The fact that it's in a very long hallway that spans the entire length of this warehouse.
Doggo! Doggos! There's 2 of them.
Before turning to the right bothers you. You've been in facilities such as this, and you know that this hallway is far from vacant. Let's see this initiative here. Oh, look at that. Go ahead on. We have Argus with a 19.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Followed by Sagaristio with a 17.
Oh, there's 3 doggos now. You only have 2 hands, Cass. How do you cope?
Brave Stride with a 15.
The doggos.
No, there's
Or
just
with
one
an
counting,
8.
I imagine.
And the captain with a 6. All right. Argus.
Mm-hmm.
Sagaristio has unlocked the door, stepped in, and moved to the side, keeping the door open for you. Beyond him is just a dark hallway.
Well, as I'm a tad bit paranoid by this, I'm actually going to pull out the sword and shield. Over the last break, I would have synchronized with the sword, so it's at least bonded with my Sorium implant now.
Ah, okay.
And so I can still use my triggerable abilities from my Storm Guard stuff. And
Gotcha.
I'm going to walk in as far as I can, ready to fuck shit up.
Sounds good.
I'm ready for violence.
Sounds good. You materialize your shield, draw your sword. You hear that voice in your mind?
Not now.
Use me.
Sorry, but I like to feel protected in some cases when I don't know what I'm doing. You'll come out later.
We can work together.
We will. Just give me a hot minute.
Grab me.
No. Stop it.
Pervert.
Quiet, you.
So, as you have this argument out loud, Sagaristio, are you worried about your friend who seems to be talking to himself?
I'm getting more concerned as it goes on.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a little bit more concerned about what's at the end of these hallways, and I might have to give even more credentials.
It is a possibility. Argus, you go ahead and you walk in. As soon as you get close to the door, immediately it activates a scanner. As you walk through, the lights turn on in the hallway. It is seemingly completely barren until turrets, of course, slide down from the roof and slide up from the floor. So far, 4 in total. Given the length of this hallway, they are relatively about 30 feet apart, just lining the whole hallway.
Y'all probably shouldn't come in here.
The cylinders come down, their barrels come out, but you just did a move inside. You do have enough move left to rush towards the first one if you want to immediately go and attack it, but it is shooting specifically at you.
Tonto, is that a good idea? Should I disable?
I would say no. Let's see what I can do first. I would say just get ready to defend yourself.
Yeah, can I, are there defend actions in this system?
Yeah, it's called dodge.
Okay, well, I'll prepare to dodge with my action, and I will, I suppose, use my bonus action to go into my stance.
Sounds good. Right, you get in front of Sagaristio, and that's when you realize these things were not shooting him at all, just you. You have your shield up, and of course, it's buckling from the blaster bolts coming from the turrets.
Make him stop. I've been had enough for today.
Right, well, it just means that they do it at disadvantage if I'm doing it right. Okay, next up is Sagaristio. What are you doing?
It is me. So I'm going to the nearest terminal, and I'm putting in my credentials.
There are no terminals in this hallway.
No terminals?
In this hallway.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it should be voice activated still. if it's any like the facilities that I've seen before. So designate SS 90210-HAE with 5 guests.
Oh,
Access granted, please.
Out of character. Did your serial number literally include 90210?
Yes.
This is canon, all right. He set this up long ago. Okay. I'm proud of my boy. I'm telling you.
Carry on.
And so you go ahead and you you pretty much print out your social security number, but yeah, you spit that out. It tells you identity confirmed, and it continues blasting Argus.
5 guests. That includes designate Ashen Forged.
Guests are not permitted. Q Q Q Q Q Q Q Q Q Q Q Q Q Q. As of course,
It's starting to piss me off.
You're starting to slide back a bit from the force of their bolts constantly hitting your shield. Why did you have to use the shield?
Because I'm not retarded?
Do you try anything else, Saga?
As for right now, it's I'm gonna. For right now, it seems I'm the only one that can go through this unscathed. So I'm actually going to push Argus out back the door.
Right.
Tell him back door.
Back door.
Use the back door.
As he just like pushes me out, and I do kind of like that backward stumble, like, and the door closes. Like, the fuck? There's a back door.
All right. Do you let the front door close?
At this point, I'll let the front door close while I will block. I will block it while it's closing in front of the party, and with me still inside.
Oh yeah, it closes. The rest of you see Sargerisio eaten effectively by this warehouse. As soon as the door closes, it locks. Its metal bands slide into place, secure the door. The turrets retract.
What the fuck do you mean by back door?
You good in there?
Well, I'm not in there anymore. I'm out with the rest of you.
Also, your guys' communicators are not registering Sargerisio at all.
Gonna like turn on my heels, look at everyone, and was like, "Did any of you see a back door?"
Yep, there's a back door to this place.
Well, Sagi says meet him there.
And I'll lead him around to the back door.
Okay. You guys get to the back door. It's very similar to the front one. It scans you guys, and it remains locked. In the meantime, Sargerisio, what are you doing in this hallway?
Well, since there's no terminals, voice activation. Looking for Arcadicus, I believe his name was.
That is his name. And
Arcadicus Praxis.
You do manage to spot some of the fabric of his clothing in little bits and shreds in the hallway.
Okay.
The hallway just descends it goes the entire length of the warehouse. It turns right, and there is a very huge blast door.
Well, so I'm assuming there's a scanner for that too.
Definitely. It scans you. It tells you that biological experiment 05 is loose.
What's the current containment measures?
Containment compromised.
You almost should have told the security system I was a security escort instead of guest. In hindsight.
Probably still would have told you no.
More likely to allow personal security in than it would guests.
Knowing the system, it would let you in, Saga, but the real question is, do you want to go in?
I'll risk it.
Risk it for the biscuit.
With that, you hit the open. The door unlocks, spins, breaks apart, and slides into the walls and ceiling slowly. Immediately, this stench fills the hallway, one that you are familiar with. You now are able to hear another roar, the rending of metal, something crashing down, sparks, fire, smoke, as you are witnessing a portion of this lab completely destroyed by so far this 10, maybe 15-foot creature. Its flesh charred, 3 arms, multiple spikes, weird tendrils, and it looks with seemingly 2 heads merged diagonally into one. You are looking at the most tallest, hideous seethe spawn you have ever seen. And it roars, almost shaking the entire warehouse. Yet outside, none of you guys hear a thing.
Hey, it's fine.
The doors begin closing automatically. Sagaricio is going to be Dexterity 10 if you want to jump through the doors at the last minute.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot.
You're getting out of there, back into the hallway?
Not happening.
Yeet!
I guess it's more of just like I turn to go and leave, and yeah, it just closes. I'm like,
Yep, tomb.
Right.
Okay. It's going to attack you next, but before we do that, everyone at the back door, what do you guys do?
Anyone know how to hack?
All right.
Yeah.
This is true. Brave Stride, what about you?
Not much of a hacker. I have mechanic skills.
can hack
I'm
and
not
slash,
proficient in them.
but not the hacker man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If I do have
I have
something.
a 1 in computers.
How
I
about
have
the
a
Drake? Can the Drake rip a hole in the building?
That's actually.
When brains fails, use bronze. I don't have enough.
Got it. I can't think. Could you break down the building?
Not the whole building, just an entrance.
Well, with that,
Same
Cynthia is
shit.
kind of staring at you perplexed because she doesn't understand what you're saying now.
I'm gonna look at her, point at building, and punch it really hard.
Yeah, that.
Princess Aura, you feel a lot of fear coming from Sagaristio.
I'm gonna repeat. Point at building, punch.
And with that,
So-
go ahead.
I'm gonna use telepathy on our big friend and just say,
Skinthia.
yeah, Cynthia.
Cynthia.
Yeah.
No, Skinthia.
It is not Skinthia. It is Kin.
You will never convince me otherwise.
That's the brain damage talking.
I don't need more voices in my head.
You get used to them after a while. They keep you company when you're lonely.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna use telepathy to try to get Cynthia to just like rip the door like off the frame.
And so she lands in front of the street, goes to the front door, flash her claws into it,
But we're at the back door.
and she kind of peeks her head over in the alleyway and sees where the rest of you guys are. Climbs over.
He's inside all by himself while we're figuring this shit out.
And with that, she begins hammering away at the door. And this thing is sturdy as Cynthia is trying to really dig her claws into it. And it's bending the metal, but so far she's yet to get a good grip to rip the door out.
Nothing made out of.
Can I see any like panels or anything like that? They may have hydraulic controls.
The building looks like it's made out of cheap metal.
Mm.
Because it
Until
looks like it would have a lower like DC than the door?
Not at all.
Last time we saw Saggy open a door, he just axed the thing. So why don't we just try axing the scanner?
Because I don't think any of us have access to any of the things in here.
Ask it how.
Axe it.
Oh, axe it. As it break it down, do damage it till it breaks. That is what Kynthia is doing. If you guys want to help, feel free and give me damage rolls.
I'll help Skinthia for sure.
Cool.
In the meantime,
you said damage rolls?
Yes, there's damage rolls.
All right, I'm busting out the glaive, and I'm going to use my my force drive on
I
it.
will say this: if you roll to attack, the only time it will not do damage is on a natural 1, but that's also the only time you guys will be doing critical damage if you roll to attack.
Oh, okay, it's worth it.
So, Sakaricio, inside, this creature is coming at you full force as if it hates you. Attacking you with all 3 of its arms.
Ah, so fucking close. Anyways, so I hit. Couldn't have given me 2 points higher, eh, fucking Alvare?
Nope, couldn't do that. And yeah, that all 3 of those attacks are gonna hit.
I'm also using my force drive on this attack with my glaive.
But the next 3 aren't going to do dick.
21 points of damage for me.
All right. 21 points of damage. Sounds good. Who else is damaging this door?
I have nothing besides a gun, and I
shoot the fucking door.
That sounds like a great opportunity for some ricochet.
Yeah, I didn't want to give it the Cobalt to be like, okay, y'all have to do a dodge check now.
You know what he said? If you don't roll a natural 1 and you just hit the target, you just do damage. You are using a high velocity and heavy fucking round thing. Just shoot the door.
Princess Aura, you don't feel Sagaricio's emotions.
Like they just abruptly stop?
Yes.
We gotta get the door open, you guys.
Plus 3. Yeah, I forgot the
exclamation R, yes. There you go. We're up to 32 points of damage.
Almost there.
What about the dragon? What's the dragon doing?
Yeah, what's the dragon doing? You know, the thing that literally can crush a man to death.
She's attacking with both her claws. Let me go ahead and roll it for her.
Ideally, yes. Possibly even a bite. Or a tail slam. Whatever she fucking got. Let her attack it like a cat in full-on fucking fury mode. Both paws. Wow, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so we went from 32 to 44 to 46.
The door is starting to give way. Who else is going to be damaging this thing?
I'll go again if I have to.
Captain, you doing anything? And say that again, Dark Lovely.
I was asking if you could hear what he said. I couldn't hear him.
I did not hear what Typhoon said either.
I didn't see him type anything either.
With that, you guys managed to pry, shoot, and overall damage the door to the point where it is finally kind of open. It's actually leaning, but you guys can crawl in now.
I'll go first.
Let's see here. Back door. As soon as you go in, immediately things starts flashing red. Ban, 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 ban. It is another hallway, but this one is shorter than the one you saw from the first door.
Oh, please don't tell me there's going to be more fucking turrets.
Yes, there will be more turrets.
Ah! Okay, this time I'm going straight for the turrets. I don't give a fuck anymore.
Okay, go ahead, roll to attack. Next up. Oof. Sagaristio, give me the 1st death save.
I'm fine.
Okay.
22 on my first attack.
Cobalt.
Roll that damage. Roll that damage. Roll that damage. While that is happening, I'm effectively blind now. Brave Stride, you're coming up next.
5 points of damage.
And I see if this is like they're being ran off sensors or something.
Well, it seems like the sensors are built into the turrets themselves.
So like, okay, so
There's only 2 in this hallway as opposed to 4 the other one. But right now you see Argus doing battle with one of them, slashing into it, exposing circuitry. The other one is still firing.
I'm gonna shoot the sensor.
All right, go ahead, roll to attack.
Yes!
Oh! Roll that crit damage.
I can't seem to get a crit to save my life, but I can at least be a good distraction, damn it!
The 2 of you are able to hear, well, actually everyone, since the door is torn off, is able to hear another hideous roar.
18 points of damage.
It is gone. It is destroyed. And what's left of the housing kind of retracts into the ceiling.
How far was the other one from it?
The other one is about 30 feet away from it.
Okay.
Did you just kill the one that I was taking care of?
No, I shot the other one.
Oh,
Oh,
if
perfect.
that's the case, then the one that is furthest away is gone.
Perfect.
All right. And it is actually its turn. The little turret continues to try to blast away at you, Argus.
Oh, I should have specified that I was doing my stance too, but why do things like to crit against me?
I don't know.
How much?
It does 12.
Oh. Okay.
It begins blasting you, firing up. Your shield buckles just in the wrong way, causing a few of the shots to splash against your armor, causing you to stagger back.
I was using the glaive in this case because I was trying to get through the door, so my AC is only 16 at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't change the amount of damage that I took.
Got you.
Ow.
Okay. Next up is actually going to be Aura.
Do I have to do a move to squeeze through the door first?
No. I mean, it'll be just a regular move. It'll be fine.
How many turrets are still left?
1.
How far away is it?
After you squeeze into the door, it's actually relatively close. About 15 feet.
Can I just dash?
Definitely, yeah. You might screw this and like run by it. Yes, you
It's
can.
okay. If it tries to attack anybody else, I'll stab the shit out of this thing.
And so, yeah, it's definitely firing on you as you're running by, and it's also just trying to shoot you. Go back and shoot Argus, and back and shoot you.
When it's distracted, can I get an attack of opportunity against it?
You are right next to it, so yeah, go ahead. But yes, you make it definitely to the door, Princess.
21.
Roll that damage.
6 points of damage.
With that, you definitely damaged to the point of it stopping functioning.
Excellent. With that point, I'm just gonna push it over and hope that it falls off while I'm walking towards the goddamn door. It's not my day.
Yeah, and so you guys have made it to this huge blast door. Inside, you're able to hear this hideous roaring. It sounds similar to the seed spawn, but just more so.
I feel like I'm gonna need to be a little bit more prepared for this. I'll be right back.
But this door does not seem to be letting you in. I'm assuming the rest of you guys go into the hallway, and that's when you guys also realize The captain's gone. So far is just Argus, Princess Aura, and Brave Stride. You went in, correct?
Yeah.
All right. You guys are at the end of this short hallway in front of this huge metallic blast door. Something beyond it is roaring, stomping, crashing. What do you two, and Argus when he gets back, do?
I have a question about one of my abilities.
Ask away.
So for synaptic recoil, it just says range is 60 feet. It says you unleash a wave of psychic feedback upon one creature of your choice within range, racking it with terrible pain. Nothing in the descriptor indicates I have to be within line of sight of it. It just says that the range is 60 feet, duration is instant, and activation time is 1 action. So theoretically, if I can like kind of discern that it's within 60 feet.
If I know the braid is there, I can freak it. Yeah. Actually, I am down with that logic. That makes perfect sense to me. Seeing as how these walls are unable to block any type of telepathy, yeah, you are able to psychically attack something like that.
Good, we're murdering it. Murder it good.
So the target must make a wisdom saving throw, and on a failed save, it takes 3d6 psychic damage and must immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
And what is that DC it has to beat?
My Esper power save DC is 13.
Yes!
You hear this thing roar and shriek in pain, but now that it does so, it sounds as if it's 2 huge things doing it. And you hear doom, 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 as if it's left the area. Things are eerily quiet.
So,
Sagaricio, you okay?
There's no response on the other side of the door. Sagaricio, give me your second death save.
brute strength!
Still fine.
I'm going to try and pull the door open.
Is there a button for the blast doors?
I got an 18.
All right. I mean, you're doing a good job straining yourself, but these things are secured. There's a panel next to it. It seems as if it'll scan you guys, which it has. And unfortunately, it does not let you guys in. What was that roll for?
I was going to try to use the control panel because I have a +2 in computers, but of course I'd get a nat fucking 1.
I'll try to use we already killed the turret, so at this point, I'll try. What's the worst case that happens? We both suck at computers.
I don't know. Turrets might have been like the first defense? Where's the captain?
Another DM.
You guys have no idea what has happened to the captain.
Captain's doing captain things.
Yes! Fuck
you,
Draco!
Cobalt!
Draco, why? That is your third nat 20 tonight.
The gods are on my side.
Now.
I see. Sagaricio. You breathe again. You are not exactly sure what happened. Brave Stride. You roll that nat 20 to do what?
The mess with the control panel.
Got you. All right. Both of you guys began messing with this control panel. And long story short, you found this one protocol that would allow a door to be unlocked in emergency situations. You were able to utilize the sensors on the inside of this room to detect the emergency situation of what has happened to one of the Prometheans that were allowed in. The door opens, and across this huge, destroyed room, you see Sagaricio, bloodied, injured, but getting up. Sagaricio, you've been returned to 10 HP.
Oh boy.
Well, considering his max is 19, he's doing
Continuing on
50%.
with my mission, Cobalt. Staying in stealth to do it. You tell me when you want me to roll.
No problem. So far, everything is fine, and you guys rush over to Sagaricio, and you do realize that there are these spikes still stuck in his back, kind of pulsating.
Soggy, that's not looking so hot.
It's not feeling so hot.
You can turn to one of those things.
I have resistances against it, but it's not out of the question.
I'm gonna pull him out.
With that, the doors close. You hear a voice. Final containment breach. Initiating. House cleaning.
Oh, that's not good.
I don't know. This place could use a cleanup.
With that, you guys hear some large door somewhere in this facility opening up. It sounds almost like one of those garage doors, just larger, along with heavy metallic steps coming out.
I'm gonna switch from the glaive to the sword and the shield after I yank these spikes out of Sagaricio.
The previous huge seed spawn, you guys hear somewhere in the facility cry out. You hear the sounds of heavy cannons, similar to the dual cannons that you guys mounted onto that robot. There are several explosions, more roaring. Things are being destroyed. There's a sickening thump. There's a sizzle. You hear a deep metallic voice saying, "Purging all organic material."
Sagi, we're organic material. Sagi?
Yeah, to be fair, I'm part organic material, but the rest of me is organic.
Yeah, isn't that the part of you should be worried about?
Yeah,
Finally,
I don't think I'll be able to make anything for that.
A hand reaches over by the hallway that leads to your guys' room. This machine is larger than large. It is huge. And it is a Ressa series warbot. Organic material identified.
So you guys ever get the feeling that he's been trying to kill us, and then now you realize he really is trying to kill us?
I think it's time we get the fuck out.
But my players, it is that time to be continued.
Oh, motherfucker.
Oh.
Hey, I'm sorry, but we gotta go. And what an adventure was that. Thank you again for joining us. I hope you enjoyed. And feel free to activate that like button, hit that subscribe, leave a comment. I want to thank my players, Alloy, Master Draco, Dark Lovely, Tonto Tomahawk, and Typhoon 44. And I hope to see you all back here for another adventure in Esper Genesis.